Goomy! What is up, guys? Steven here, and today I'm going to be bringing you my NUPL finals game against 49. So, at this point in the week, we were up 2-1 over the Rowdy Rampardos, and I'm actually playing ORAS NU this week, which is a tier that I haven't played a whole lot. I'd honestly say I feel more comfortable in Black White 2 than I do ORAS, but Q had faith in me and put me in there, and the team I brought is actually a really old team that I think was made by Luck of the Irish originally, and then people have done like a whole bunch of different variations on, and this is kind of my and Tennis's, we made this team, the sets together, our take on this team. So basically the point of the team is sticky web offense, where everything on our side of the field either benefits or isn't affected by sticky web. What I mean by that is that Xatu is obviously really common in this tier, so if they bounce sticky web, then you're giving Pawnier to free +2 boost every time it comes in. You're giving Servine +1 speed, which is equivalent to having webs on the other side. Same for Malamar. Regirock has clear body, so it's not affected by the speed fall, and Mismagius is levitating, so it's obviously not affected as well. So looking at team preview, Hitmonchan is obviously annoying because it can rapid spin away my hazards. I do have Mismagius as the spin blocker, which is nice because he doesn't really have ghost resists barring Tauros, which isn't really a great ghost resist as it gets hit relatively hard by coverage. Things that I'm looking at in team preview, again, obviously Hitmonchan, and there's a lot of pressure on Regirock this game due to the fact that he has a Tauros and a Charizard, so I definitely need to keep Regirock healthy. And again, looking at team preview, I just don't expect him to lead Hitmonchan, so I'm just gonna lead with my Leavanny as he ends up leading Tauros. So there are a couple plays I could have made here. I could have Leaf Stormed for big damage, just to try to get this out of the way. But I figured I could handle this later if I had Sticky Web up, because pretty much everything on my team would outspeed it under the webs. So that's actually what I'm going to do, is he Fire Blasts and takes me down to my stash. No chance of burn due to sheer force. Then he takes me out with Iron Tail. If that had missed, that would have been really nice. I think it was a bit risky for him to go for that, just because Leaf Storm would have done a lot and I could have revenged him really easily. So now I'm going to go into Regirock, and this seems like a really good opportunity to get rocks. So that's what I'm going to do, as he brings in Rhydon. So looking at my team, I'm currently ahead due to the fact that I have both of my hazards up. Rocks don't really bother my team that much, so I don't care if he goes for them. And I am Eviolite Servine, so basically his Rotom can't really revenge it, and I'm HP Rock, so he doesn't have really any good switch-ins to that Mon. Especially with rocks up, because Charizard would probably be his primary switch-in, but he doubles to Hitmonchan, so the likelihood of him going for Rapid Spin here is really, really low. I have Mismagius, but I can tank an attack from Hitmonchan, and I'll put the calc on the screen. So it's really just safe to go to Mismagius because, as I said earlier, he doesn't have really many good switch-ins to Ghost, so getting Mismagius in is fine anyway, especially because at this point, since my Sticky Web user is gone, I really want to keep my hazards. So I'm going to go to Mismagius, so he Stone Edges and crits me, and reveals Life Orb, so that's really unfortunate. Basically, like I said, I lived any hit, but now Mismagius is gone, and one turn ago I think I was really far ahead, and now I think I'm really far behind, which is not good. I'm down 6-4 already, and he crit something that I think put a lot of pressure on his team, and it's the only thing on my team that outspeeds Charizard, because it's not affected by Sticky Web. So that's really annoying. I still do have Regirock for it, for Charizard, but that just invites in Hitmonchan, so it's definitely going to be really precarious to play this correctly. So I'm going to go into Malamar because I have Psycho Cut, and like I said, I want to keep my hazard, so I'm going to go straight for it. And that does a lot, and I didn't want to mess with rolls if he was going to Will-O-Wisp me, so I just went for knockoff, especially because I also considered the possibility of Pain Split. So if he had Pain Split here and I went for Psycho Cut, then he would have lived and then could have Pain Split again. And Malamar really does threaten his team with the webs up. Because I'm offensive Malamar, with enough speed, I actually outspeed stuff like Tauros under the sticky web. So that's something I really need to keep in mind, as he actually tricks me a Choice Scarf. And the reason this is unfortunate is now that I'm locked into knockoff, this just guarantees him a spin with Hitmonchan, but it's also useful because this was his only fighting immunity, and I'm now Scarf, so I can start launching off Scarf superpowers and outspeed everything on his team barring Charizard. Or not Charizard, really I can outspeed everything, because this was obviously his Scarfer, so that means he's most likely not Scarf Charizard, and like I said earlier, I outspeed Tauros under the webs, which is the equivalent of me being +1, so even if he spins, I'll then outspeed him, because I'm Scarf now, as he obviously just goes straight into Hitmonchan. And I'm going to make a really aggressive play here and go straight into Regirock on the spin, because I'm actually Choppleberry counter, and I just know that he's going to click CC here, so I can get rid of this threat. If he had switched out and brought it back in not in webs, it would have been really scary to deal with, so I'm glad that he ended up sacking that. So now he's going to go to Ludicolo and kill me with Hydro. The reason I didn't switch there, I could have gone to Servine, but I didn't know if he was timid or not, and if he was timid, then he could have just followed up the Hydro Pump with an Ice Beam and killed Servine, whereas in this scenario, I can guaranteed live any attack with Servine and pressure his team because he doesn't really have any good switch-ins to it. And at this point I basically decided that Malamar is the win condition. Pawniard can also do well, just due to the fact that I have Sucker Punch, and it looks like everything on his team would not have non-attacking moves barring Rhydon, which I have Servine for. So yeah, I'm gonna go straight into Servine, and it turns out that I do outspeed him, but I miss Leaf Storm, which is really unfortunate. And he's gonna Ice Beam. So at this point, I really just expect him to go to Charizard. I'm just gonna sub. It's the safest play, as he does just Ice Beam, because I could have HP rocked next time if he went into Zard, and if I got rid of Zard, I just win with Scarf Superpower. So that was my idea behind that play. And I'm just gonna Leaf Storm this time. It doesn't do much, and he kills me off with Ice Beam. So if I had hit the first, Leaf Storm, I think I would have been in a much better position, because he really would have been inclined to go to Zard there, and I could have subbed, and that just would have put him really far behind, because his options would either then to sack the Zard, or like go into Tauros and let me Giga Drain that, and I would have been in a much better position because that would have got me more health and all of that. So we'll never really know how it played out, but in this case he takes me out. I missed the first Leaf Storm, And you have to take that into account when playing with stuff like Servine. It's not a guaranteed +2 because you can miss. So now seems like as good a time as any to go into Malamar and start clicking Superpower. So I Superpower and Revenge the Ludicolo and get +1. So he goes Zard and I Superpower and it's not doing a lot as he reveals that he's offensive Fire Blast. And at this point I'm pretty much forced to just Superpower and I get a crit. And at that point the game is just over. So I don't kill the Rhydon, but he doesn't Revenge crit me, which is really nice. And yeah, so that's basically that. Like I said, I outspeed the Tauros. He already revealed he's not a Scarf, so that's good. And we won. So at this point we went up 3-1. As I'm recording this video, we're currently at 4-1, which means we need one more win out of the next 3 to win the tournament. And I'm a little bit disappointed with how this game went. I think I had decent matchup, and I think we both played really well, but just the unluckiness that happened to both of us kind of dictated how the game went. I'm not going to say that the crit at the end was justified, because I think that he played the game as optimally as he could have after the crit, and it just, unfortunately, that kind of turned the tide of the game. So yeah, if you guys like this video, drop a like, drop a comment, and see you all next time.